Well, I've always been enamored with artwork ever since kindergarten, where I was asked to draw a bluebird at one point, and I drew a pterodactyl with big teeth. And I argued with the instructor at that time that that indeed was a bird, just the first bird. So I guess I was fascinated with dinosaurs from a very early age on. I don't care if somebody considers it to be junk art or phony. In my opinion, any expression of art is a worthwhile thing. And as I say, monsters can give such pleasure to people. No human being can say that they're not turned on by fantasy. And this is a way of expressing fantasy. It's wonderful. They're 3D. They're walking around. They're no longer just drawings on a paper. You can bring them to celluloid life. I think it's wonderful, especially with the advances today. My heavens. It's a type of release. That's how I look at it. It's the ability to viscerally release yourself through a fantasy on screen instead of having to face all the horrors of daily man's inhumanity to man. This is why I detest slasher films. A slasher film is trying to appeal to your deep primal desires, like the primal scream in reverse, trying to make you into a monster instead of you watching a creature of non-human design. It's the human monster that bothers me. Alternate stages of beauty, alternate attitudes towards it. Monsters are more or less things of plutonial eloquence or ugly beauty, if you can call it, the richness of grotesquerie, the knobbedness of scales, talons, etc. The feeling of the things of the night that have always fascinated everybody. And it's a juxtaposition, again, we can use that word, of natural designs put together once more into a new form of life. So I don't regard it as necessarily a negative form of art. I think it's very positive. People can release their fantasies through these creatures. And on the other hand, painting, that's my first love anyway. Especially, it's a Dutchman in me, I suppose, but natural, pastoral, representational, impressionism. My heroes are Rembrandt, Van Gogh, Salvador Dali too, and some of the surrealistic crowd. I draw the line, bad pun, at abstraction, however. I can respect it in its own right, but I don't feel justified doing it. I have an adventure every day. I know I'm going to produce something. If I didn't, I wouldn't have a right to be here. I'm very morally set in my ways as an artist. You have to do it every day. As soon as I become a Sunday painter, that's the end of it. I'll go into another career. But I will be working on a very pleasant pastoral scene, clear blue mountain stream, etc., lofty balsams, a whole bit. And suddenly this little thing crawls into my head with a big grinning toothed smile and says, "Make me."